donate 5 to the cause. If this video has helped you out in any type of way, thanks, appreciate it. What up? Request video for OTH, man. I'm gonna call him AI, because that's what he wants to go by. So this is my second request video, and it's kind of really my whole purpose of wanting to make videos was to just do request videos. I just like to help people. It's fun. So to begin this video, I'd like you to grab a cup of tea or something like that, or whatever your favorite drink is. Sit down and relax, because that's the first part we have to do in order to really get the gist of this video. Oh, AI. You'll hear some people, like other YouTubers, they'll say, oh, it's difficult to not think of them, or something like that, along those lines or measures. It's difficult not to think of the female anatomy, blah, 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 blah. Alcohol, by the way. Always use it. Sheen. What they're telling you is it's definitely the equivalent of kids thinking that there's a Santa Claus or a boogeyman. Okay? I know you're probably heard that before. The very first question was, and I'm not reading it word for word, was, how do you not think of them? and to sidetrack, how can you not think of them? I mean, how can you not think of them? You see, the thing is, oh man, AI. I'm going to boil down some things to you that maybe you haven't heard, and maybe I don't know what your situation is. I think the majority of men who are much like me can sit here and make a cool video, have such appreciation for silence, right? Because we've been through the dirt, the grime, the shaming tactics, the every single thing you've probably heard of man could possibly go through with not just one particular race of women. Alright? Now, I've been through the ringer. But the thing is, before the ringer could get turned too much, I always believed in my happiness. Before I took a step, and I remember as being a kid, before I took any step, whether it be something new I've learned or something like that, or something I'm about to do, even starting the car, or even about to go get something to eat, I relax my body, and if it doesn't feel like I shouldn't do that, I don't do it. Hence, number one reason, or number five, I would say, I'm just going to boil it down. Reason why it is very, very easy not to think of them. So with this number five reason, we'll jump on into number four. You are not winning, and I repeat, so dreadfully repeat. You are not winning anything when you acquire a female's attention or a relationship with her. You get absolutely nothing. Back in the day, there was an initiative. Now it is 16. There is now even a negative initiative for them to try to even give their attention just solely to you. My dear friend, we are in a candy shop, and we are basically the candy. I know they have filled your head with bullshit, but Oatman AI, if you just look around, it is the women's turn to choose. It is their time because they are the multitude, and the majority always rules. Okay? It is their time to gallivant, to make their bed. It is their time to make all of the decisions. This is history being made. Oh man, AI. If I did not, and I repeat, was not born in the 80s, where I saw pimps and hoes and different ways that women would be submissive, if I didn't see that good genre of the ages of the army and all of that, where people respected you and gave you a good feeling, if I didn't see any of that, I definitely would be in a situation where you are, or maybe even less than that. I probably wouldn't be very curious about the girls, but wouldn't be so passionate about their behavior at this moment. You see, most guys, and I don't know you personally, but most guys born after the 80s, in 2000s, or 10s, or whatever, most of these guys, it's like they have jumped in shark-infested water, and they have, from an itty-bitty baby, known how to just, okay, there's sharks there, what can I do? I want to go back with the candy thing before I jump into the shark thing. Women are choosing, and they have their pick. Large candy cane, small candy cane, whatnot. It took a very long time for me to put all these pieces together. Mind you, me being in a relationship and knowing the patterns of female, all also added to this big, wide puzzle as we know as women. And I definitely have put that final piece into the spot, and now I know that it's over. I still love them, and I want to fuck with them, but you will know when they have some sort of good spirit within them. The majority don't, okay? Now, in this candy shop, there's bad candy, there's all sorts of weird candy, but you see, the thing is, we as men are not the pickers now. If you're a piece of candy, you can't you you can't go out and pick the person to pick you. But see, men kind of, in this day and age, who yet ruled by their females, it is it's happening for a reason. Now, because I'm seeing all of these things, that's why I really suggest that you do a lot of research on YouTube. Whatever your brain is telling you that you have a kind of issue with, when you see other people's perspectives and their domino affects them and the same domino had fell with you, you will then become a higher form of yourself, which I call fifth level MGTOW. Now, if women had some sort of special way that they thought and things that could grow you could grow with, and things would be so spectacularly different, and if that were true, then I would be out here dying to get a woman. But see, the thing is, let's break it down to you like I briefly said in a previous video. Woman. Okay, slow your head down now. Woman. So here we have a man with the W and O. So I'd say the W would be the tits and the O to be the ass. You still have a man within the mix. I know, you're like, dude, where are you going with this? Slow down. Now I know I'm not boring, but I know that I most of the time would not like to try to entertain someone all the time to get their attention. And let's say I had something and possessed something that someone wanted, or multitudes of people wanted. I wouldn't play games, but I understand where their mentality, especially if they were born into it, where they would and heard and were downloaded different programs beyond them, repeated into their ears. I know that I would not just let anyone come around. I would let one person come around and then kind of see if they were really worthy of this thing that we could share together, and if they showed signs that they really weren't a good person, then it'd be over. You see, that's the man side. The man side would choose, and we're not just talking about vagina, we're just talking about a physical thing, whether it be a golden diamond crystal or whatever the fuck. So now, you see, the women in today's society has been tricked into thinking that their vagina, right, which is an open orifice now. Remember, you can publicize. Remember, they used to back in the day, have advertisements for certain things and publicize it and say, this is the new whatever, this is what you need to be into or whatnot, and so on and so forth. Well, now they've already done that, and we already know that it's worldwide that this is a golden thing. But now, in this realm that we're on right now in America, every female, not just a selective few, but every single female feels and is built up to think that this thing between their legs is super precious and it's super amazing, and you shouldn't let anyone get it. Now, I'm not talking about all females, because we know there's sluts and whores out there who just like to play games and make people feel bad and fuck the dirty ass dude in front of the good guy's face. We know that all the time. But they've been tricked into thinking this, therefore elevating them automatically, whether they are sloth, goth, ugly, whatever, into a higher level of I am now above the man. Are you understanding that from the beginning of time, Christopher Columbus, whatever, all them days, the woman always had some sort of say in some sort of major event that went on. Okay? So now it is to the point where because there's 2 extra letters in front of this word, it means they're automatically dominating. You understand? They feel that. And not only that, but it's not only the extra letters, but it's the population. Now all of this goes throughout my mind in a flash. Okay, so this isn't something that just automatically happened. It just goes through my mind because of 2 years of being MIG right now. So then I said, okay, I need to confirm this. So I went on the outside world. And I see, as you've seen in my other videos, tight pants or whatnot, which is way different from the 80s culture or whatnot when there was respect or whatnot. Even now grannies are wearing tight pants. All of this hypersexualization. And I said, aha, this is what's going on. You see, in the woods, there's bear traps. There's traps for different people who want certain game. You feel me? Now the game and the only way for, and the only thing that has been programmed within these females' minds is that men are going to try to get at you, whoever talks to you, if they're attractive, especially if you're attractive to them. Whoever talks to you, they're trying to get down there, down there, down there. And so as an automatic thing, they have to play a game because it's been just like all these pieces of the puzzles that I figured out for them. But see, they've been given a false illusion puzzle of what things should be instead of what things are. You understand? They're like, he's got to have this or whatever each individual woman feels. Now, there are women who are out there who would settle for any bum and thug, but they're not really trying to settle only for him. They want him there for a certain reason, like a dog, okay? And so on and so forth. Now, because of this and their non-ability to think beyond a month from now or beyond a week from now, okay? And because of their obvious lies, okay, you're pulling up, you're doing all sorts of stuff, you're putting all sorts of stuff on or whatnot for the majority of them. But really, as men, we don't really look at that as, oh my God, we don't look at it as, it's really hard to explain, but put it this way. We look at women who dress up and all of that as sexual objects that we want to fuck. They know we want to fuck very badly. You can see it, and if they're in a group area, they'll all try to do their heads like this so that as like a bird, be like, I got one. I got a guy who's about to give me some attention, okay? And they're very lower minded than men. And I know that there are some women who are watching also and whatnot. But they're lower minded, meaning they don't have the initiative to go fucking people, okay? All they have an initiative is to take, So like a squeamish animal, even though they're not in any danger at all, they, like a cat who sees its master all the time but yet still has it in them to do that. You feel me? Like jump all the time. And a woman has to go into that selective mode of I have to play a game. I have to, like a cat, patter with my prey before I engulf it with whatever I'm subjected to be. I hope you've been following. Alright? Now that's just only one reason how I don't think of them. I'm gonna boil that down right now into this to this ending part right here for you of how I don't think of them. Any beautiful woman that you see or whatnot, any one of them, they're going along with a script, a handed script. Okay, if I do this and I do this and I do this, I will be really, really attractive. Okay, but I also have to play a role of, oh, I didn't notice that I'm actually like this, almost like an animal who puts itself into danger by leaving the tribe, puts itself into danger, and then scurries to get back to the tribe because now the danger is real. You understand? Now, that's a bad analogy, but it is almost similar in the same way. Now, because of this crucial aspects and many failed attempts, and I'm not talking about failed attempts where women were negative or whatnot, but you've seen kind of on my last video or my previous video where I complimented a female. Of course it was kind of geeky, but that's just who I am. Now, when you do all of this, you're not winning. Like I said in the beginning, you're not winning anything. All you're doing is pitching a dime into her massive well of emotions that will never get filled. Alright? That dime is nothing to her. Alright? Your compliment doesn't mean anything because she's heard it so many times. Now, remember, I'm talking about beautiful women. I'm not talking about your average woman who, if you go up to her, you could get her number or whatever, but you don't really get enticed by her. No, I'm talking about hot bitches who, when you see them, your shit gets hard. Alright, let's move on. Now, you have to kind of understand, too, that they, for the majority of the part of the day and throughout their lifetime, they will never ever really be on your level. You will have to be on their level. Do you understand what I'm saying? And my level right now is so far beyond any given woman that I get numbers on almost a daily basis, and I just don't text or call them whatsoever, because now it's like they will periodically call me, and when I'm ready to get what I need to get, I get it and I go. Alright? Now, the thing is, I here lately have not been doing that, because I'll be truthful with you. I am terrified of disease. Very terrified of disease. Not where I'd be a bitch and wouldn't whatever, but I'm always strapped up. And yes, of course, I've had unprotected because I have a daughter. But the majority of females have something. And especially if you're paying for that or whatever, a lot of them have stuff. Just for you to stick whatever you have down there into something that is just not even all of that. Like, be real with yourself. And I'm such a realist that I realize that the only thing they possess is just that for me to just enter. Like, my car, my TV, there's so many different things that are way more useful for the multitudes and can help people and do whatever than a vagina. You can only be personal with that thing. That. Vagina is not going to help you fix your light bulb. Vagina is actually going to get in the way of you doing pretty much everything. Now, I focus on way other things. When you get that feeling of you want a particular female, you need to kind of get it out in your own personal way, whatever you got to do. But make sure you get it out, because if you don't, you will go crazy. Okay? We, our age, our guys, we're programmed, and we've always especially been visualized, and we're always bombarded by this stuff. All right? So, and it's easy to see what not. So, it is almost an impossibility to not get rid of that. You got to get rid of that. And sometimes if it takes 3 or 4 times for you to get rid of that, you get rid of that before you step outside of your house. All right? That is the #1 rule. That's been in so many movies or whatnot. But you have to. That is the #1 rule, and not thinking of them. You do not win anything in a relationship. Nothing. I'm telling you. Because a circle that is a whole, that's you put your feed, you got to constantly feed. You're not winning nothing. Alright? Alright. Now, I would make this a 2-part video. In fact, I will. So, stay tuned for the second part. You're going to like it, because it's just gonna add up to all of this, and it's basically gonna be how to control yourself in front of them. Because face it, it's not easy.